section 4.4, and now we're going to try to match equations to graphs. We're going to use all you've learned in the previous videos in chapter 4, and we're going to try to see if you can mix and match them correctly. So recall just from the past few lessons of an equation, we have three different types. When you have something like this, x equals to a, what type of line do we have? I hope you said vertical, because that's a line with an x-intercept at a. If you have y equals to a, that, my dear friends, yeah, a horizontal line with a y-intercept of also a. And then we got those slanted lines, and those have both x and y involved in their equations. So let's take a look at example number 1. All four of these lines in my graph are slanted, so they must involve both x and y. No easy ones, horizontal, vertical here. But I want you to look at these three equations and see which equation matches up with which line. So I think the nicest way of doing this is just to make a table of values. You're used to doing that, so let's go ahead and use something we're used to. So if I ask you for the first equation, y equals 2x minus 3, to make a table of values, once again, you get to choose the x value, and we just want to calculate the y. So I think most of you choose x as 0, and that's perfectly fine. So we're going to plug in 0, and I believe your answer here is just equal to -3. So there is one coordinate. Now you need more than one coordinate to really guarantee the equation of a line, so let's just do one more. And like I said, you can choose anything you want. I'll just choose something random like 4, okay? You don't have to use my choice. You can choose, like I said, anything you want. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 3, that just means it's 5. So here I have now 2 coordinates, and I can look at my graph and say, which one of these lines has a coordinate of, and I guess here's my first coordinate, 0, -3, and my second coordinate, 4, 5. And if you said to me, oh yeah, there's 1 point, and 4, 5 is another one, if you said line C, you'd be right. Okay. Do the same thing with the other two now. Okay, so let's try this one, x and y. Once again, you decide which point. I'll always choose 0 because I like multiplying things by 0. Why would I like multiplying things by 0? Because 3/2 times 0 is just 0. So there's my first coordinate, 0, 5. Once again, I'll choose another number. You can choose 1 if you want, not a big deal. In this case, you get 3/2 times 1 plus 5. 3/2 is just 1.5, so 1.5 plus 5 is 6.5, or 6.5. Not a big deal. Decimals, I know you're freaking out, but you should be able to find the line. 0, 5, here we go. 1 and 6.5. That looks like this one, so line A. Okay. X plus y. Okay, so same business. I'll ask you to choose x equals 0. In this case, 0 plus y equals 6, so y equals 6. Ta-da! I can choose a negative number too, by the way. Let's choose -1, just for fun. -1 plus y equals to 6, so y equals to 7. Once again, 2 coordinates, 0, 6, -1, 7. Which line does that match up with? Yeah, line B. Okay, so there you have it. Just make a table of values, find at least 2 points, and plug it in. You might be looking at this and saying, Mr. Lee, I think you did a lot of work, because if you just look at your y-intercept, those are these values when x is 0. They're all different. And I could have just told you right there, Mr. Lee, that, hey, those are the 3 lines. True. But once again, I want you to double check and make sure you're correct. I would like you to use at least 2 points. Okay? And by the way, sometimes you might get a graph like this. So, oops, let me use red. And my question to you then is, look, they share the same y-intercept, so you can't tell by just using that 1 point. So better to try to at least have 2. Okay, turn the page. Example 2. I want you to match these now Notice I have 4 equations, and I want you to match it up with the lines. I'm going to actually let you try this one on your own. I've done the hard things on the previous page. I see 2 interesting ones that are nice. Look, only 1 variable, so you should automatically be able to tell me which line those are matching up with. In any case, you try example 2 on your own. Stop the video, try it, and then come back and check. X equals -4. This must be your vertical line. So in this example, there's only 1 vertical line. It's line B. Y equals X. That must be your horizontal line. And I think there's only 1 horizontal line as well. Line A. Remember, when there are 2 variables, that's when you have your funky slanted lines. So in this case, so the first one, if I choose 0, 0, right, X is 0, Y is 0. If I chose 5 for X, Y is also 5, and that looks like it's line C. And by process of elimination, then this must be line D. But once again, if I want to double check, I'll just quickly plug or make a table values. I'll plug in 0. 2 times 0 minus 3y equals 6. Minus 3y equals to 6. Divide both sides by -3. I get the y-intercept of 0, -2. And that would be line D. Okay, I guess I can try one more point, but like I said in the previous example, look, that's the only line going through that y-intercept, so I know this must be true. Cool. Alright, one last one. 2 multiple choice questions. So, part A says, which equation describes this graph? So now I give you the graph, and it's your job to pick the right equation. So once again, I can make a table of values from looking at the graph. So from looking at the graph, I see that when x is 0, y equals to 2. So let's look at these questions, or these suggestions now. Which one of these is okay in the sense that when x is 0, y equals 2? Well, if I look at the first one, replace that with 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. So that's okay. Same thing with part B, right? -0 is still 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. That's okay. Part C, if I plug in 0, 0 minus 2, that's -2. That's not okay. So even just by looking at the y-intercept, I've eliminated one of my answers already. So now the question is, which one is right? Well, pick another point. So I'm going to take this next one here. This is 1, right? And 1 and 3. So let's plug in 1 and 3 and see which equation actually is true. So if I take the first one, the y value is 3, the x value is 1. Is 3 equal to 1 plus 2? I think so. So A seems to be the one that makes sense to me, but let's just double check. Let's do the last one, or part B here. So if I write down 3 for y, and I replace x with 1, that's -1 plus 2. -1 plus 2 is definitely not equal to 3. So, ba-bam, ba-bam. There is our correct answer. Okay? So, that's how you do it. I'm going to let you try part B on your own. Okay, go for it. -1 equals to 4. No way. That's bad. 0 minus 4 times 1. Oh, sorry, -1 equals -4. That's okay. 4 times 0 minus -1 equals to 1. That's okay. So with the y-intercept, I've only eliminated A. It's still B and C. So pick another point. I'm going to choose this one here. It's a nice whole number, 4 and 0. So let's go ahead and plug it in. If I choose this one, B, x is 4, y is 0. Is that a true statement? 4 minus 0 is 4. Yes. B looks okay for now. Let's just double check with C. 4 times 4 minus 0. That is definitely not 1. So, hello. B is the correct answer. Okay, that's it for this section. I hope you found this understandable. If not, come find me in class and I'll explain it again.